And the Queen of Alt Rock has been speaking to the BBC ahead of her first Glastonbury set. Alanis Morissette spoke to our media editor Katie Razzle on what it means to finally take to the stage at Worthy Farm.
It would be a crime not to, at some point, have not come here, so I'm so happy. This has been a long time coming for me personally. I've wanted to either come or participate, and here we are.
And what are your first impressions of this festival?
So far, so beautiful, and just the communing of the billions of people who are so fun to watch. I'm a people watcher by trade, so fame was weird for me because the lens turned on me, and I'm like, wait, that's not what I agreed to. I agreed to be able to watch the humans. So.
Well, you'll definitely be able to watch a lot of humans out there.
There'll be a lot of watching back
Tens of thousands of them. What are you most looking forward to singing, to playing, to doing on that stage?
You know, just the songs of all the top 7 or 8 main feelings, and just permission to not only feel it myself, but also just letting everyone know, like, whatever feeling you may resonate with me today on, let's keep going.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to get one of the biggest crowds of this weekend. There's a lot of people out there already, because people might be able to hear Lewis Capaldi has made this surprise, amazing comeback.
Yes.
Sounding good.
Amazing.
Which is fabulous.
Yeah, I think I heard him warming up. I got very inspired and realized I might need to up my warm-up game based on having heard his.
Because what is your warm-up? What do you
There
do?
isn't one.
Okay, so maybe you need one.
Yes, I think I took some notes.
Okay, well, I think you are going to have an enormous crowd, and I wonder how you reflect on that as testament to the power of your music and your longevity.
I mean, I'm blown away that the songs I wrote when I was 19, I can still stand by them now. That's pretty fortuitous, because it could have gone in any direction. And I think that there's just a general invitation, you know, just to be a human being, which might make for some relaxed audience members, that there's permission to feel whatever you want, including nothing.
People will be feeling a lot, I'm sure. I mean, you rocked my world with that album, Jagged Little Pearl, 30 years ago now.
I know.
And now I think it's back in the charts.
Yes.
When you look back at those incredible lyrics and the power of them and the way you were portrayed, I wonder how you feel about that now.
Well, I was portrayed in a whole altogether different way 30 years ago. I think people didn't entirely know what to make of what I was up to, which is fine. But now I think it makes more sense what I've been up to the whole entire time.
Because you were accused of psychobabble and being rage-fueled or rage-filled, I think.
That's all true.
In a good way.
And the 7 billion other things that make up a woman, you know.
But I think that was what resonated, is we hadn't really had, as young women, we hadn't really had people singing those kind of words and making us feel like it was normal.
Well, it is normal, and I think we've just been told, especially women, definitely in the 90s, you can't feel angry, you can't feel sad, and you can't feel fear. Are you joking? Those are my top 3. So.
Did you realise back then that the impact it would have?
No, but I knew, I had seen sort of prophetic images of my traveling around the planet. That's what I saw.
And 75 million albums down.
Those details
You've done
were
quite a lot of travelling.
Yes, couple trips here and there.
And I heard, I don't know if this is true, but back then Radiohead supported you, and I heard that because of what you were facing, that lens of fame turning on you, they actually thought, I'm not sure we want that kind of fame.
Yeah.
And they went a bit more left field. Is that right? Is that something you know about?
I don't know anything about that, but you know, being inside the zeitgeist, as it were, it's an interesting relational social construct. It's not normal. So I naively thought that fame would afford this kumbaya connective experience with all celebrities, but yeah, no, that didn't happen.
What did it do?
It actually created more disconnection and more sort of projection, misperception, all the things that happen when you're in the public eye. But I also think being in the public eye is activism. You know, you're basically letting yourself be the screen upon which everyone just identifies or defines themselves, you know. So in some ways it's social activism, remaining a celebrity.
And did you try and harness that in some way, that social activism? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, the activist sort of archetype is in me, burns all the time ever since I was tiny. So that's always just been sort of continuity. But yeah, I think the reason I kept staying in the public eye, with having been understandably disillusioned by what fame did not afford, I saw that people were being validated and empathized with, and their humanity was being given sort of a green light. That's awesome. I kept showing up because that's my dream come true life, to serve in that way.